Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our Atlassian Team 26 recap webinar, where we will be covering some of the biggest announcements, innovations, and strategic updates that were revealed at Team 26 this year. So before we get started, I would like to review just a few things. So all attendees are muted except for those who are presenting. If you have any questions throughout the session, please submit them using the Q&A feature, and we will address questions towards the end. This webinar is being recorded, and a copy of the recording will be shared with you after today's session. So we will begin with introductions, then we'll move into our Team 26 recap, where we'll cover the key announcements, including Teamwork Graph, Rovo AI, MCP and enterprise integrations, DIA browser, service collection updates, software and product collections. And from there, we'll move into the Q&A session to answer as many questions as time allows. So now to kick off introductions, my name is Sophia and I am our marketing associate.
Thank you, Sophia. This is Harjinder. I'm again from AMB Technologies. I lead our Atlassian practice. Happy to be here and excited to share our feedback and updates based on Team 26. Over to you, Carlos.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carlos Vasquez. I'm an Atlassian Solutions Specialist here at A&B Technologies, and thank you for everyone who's here. Passing the mic to Venkatesh.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Venkatesh. I work as Senior Solution Architect for ANB. Happy to be here. Over to you, Sophia.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So A&B is an Atlassian solution and service management partner. We provide end-to-end Atlassian services, including advisory services, Atlassian implementations, enterprise service management implementation, Atlassian DC to cloud migration, license management, and managed support. So now let's dive into our recap. To begin, I'd like to pass it over to Harjinder.
Thank you, Sophia. So there were a lot of announcements or updates made at Team 26. Teamwork Graph was one of the biggest one. So we'll start with that. Again, it's not an application per se, it's a framework, how the data is connected at the back end. But think about how much time does your team lose just trying to find the right information or understand what's connected to what, right? That's the problem the Teamwork Graph solves. The Teamwork Graph is essentially Atlassian's way of mapping how work actually is happening inside your organization. Also understanding the relationship between people, project decisions, and documents. Think of it almost like a living, updating map of your entire organization's work across every tool within Atlassian and even the interconnected apps. What makes this powerful is the scale. We are talking 150 billion connections, 23 billion objects, and over 1.5 billion updates every single week happening within Atlassian. And this isn't a new idea. To be very honest, that was just built. It's been quietly being built for several years. And this was one of the big news at Team 26. So now your AI tools, your developers, your entire tech stack can tap into this contextual layer of Atlassian. The simplest way to think about this Teamwork Graph is think about you have your AI tools, which are smart, but they are also blind to your business, right? So Teamwork Graph gives them that vision, the eyes to look at your contextual data and give you meaningful answers instead of generic answers. Next slide, please. So why it matters, right? So we have all seen AI tools that sounds typically impressive in the demo, but when it comes to exact details, they typically fall flat, right? Because they don't have the contextual data, right? For example, you go to OpenAI or even Claude, and say generic questions about anything that's on internet, it'll be able to answer. But when it comes to your organization, it will not be able to answer in a meaningful manner, right? So the problem here is not actually the AI model, the GPTs, the Claude, the Gemini. They are incredibly capable. You have seen that, right? The problem is that they walk into your organization completely blind. So they don't know your team structure. They don't know the past decisions your organization have made. They don't know the open incidents or closed incidents over the years. They don't know your roadmap priorities. So when, for example, if somebody asks Claude, what's blocking the Q3 launch? Claude will gonna give a very generic answer unless it's tied to the teamwork graph. So that's the core shift here. Context is the differentiator and not just the model, right? And these are not the numbers that you see. These are not just aspirational benchmark numbers. These are the results Atlassian measured internally, right? 44% more accurate agent responses. To me, the biggest one is the middle number, 48% fewer tokens used. As you probably saw it in the market, what's happening is a lot of these AI tools, models are also getting expensive based on the usage of tokens. So if you give contextual data to your AI models, obviously they're going to leverage fewer tokens. And here is one example by Atlassian. They themselves leverage 48% fewer tokens as they connected with the teamwork graph. Next slide, please. So I also want to call out, like, how could you use it? You know, this fundamentally looks great, but how could your organization tap into it, right? So we covered already what is it and why we need it, but here is the actual, some of the use cases that you should be looking into. So let's start with the developer productivity, especially, you know, if your team is using Claude Code or OpenAI Codex, you could start tapping into this, right? Because this is the most tangible one where, for example, a developer who is in their IDE editing a file or something, and their AI agent already knows about which Jira tickets relate to that code, which Confluence decisions led to that design choice, and what's currently in flight on the team, right? So they don't need to switch between Jira, Claude, Slack to see the context, right? So it's all surfaced automatically. This can easily bring a lot of hours saved, especially on your developer side. The second is the CI/CD and DevOps automation. So this one is for tech leaders. So developers, as they wire teamwork graph directly into their pipeline and runbooks, imagine, you know, an incident runbook that automatically pulls in the relevant ticket history and look at past remediation steps every time it runs. So that's the organizational knowledge embedded into your CI/CD and automation from DevOps standpoint. Incident response, this is for the ops team or the support team, right? And this is a big one. Instead of scrambling across, 10 different tools to figure out, which tool is giving me alert, where is the incident, the AI agent already have a full picture about related issues, recent deployments, what was tried last time. It just helps you faster triaging and better outcomes, right? And obviously there is strategic planning, risk management, but I also want to say cross-app visibility. How many times does work fall through the cracks simply because it lived in a different tool? So Teamwork Graph kind of eliminates that because everything is connected at the back end, whether it's in Jira, Confluence, Loom, or a third-party tool. These aren't, again, future capabilities. These are available today through Teamwork Graph and Rovo's MCP server that Carlos will gonna chat in few seconds. So please make the best use of it. Next slide, please. And I'm gonna hand it
Hello.
over.
Oh, yep. So, hi, everybody. So, as everybody knows, let's start with some Rovo. I would like everyone to think of Rovo as an AI teammate that actually knows your work. It reads the threads, it's seen the tickets, it understands your projects. So you're not explaining things from scratch. The big news this year at Teams 26 is Rovo agents. An agent can take a real job off your plate, sorting bugs, writing release notes, answering common support questions. You hand it work like you'd hand an employee work. And everything that a Rovo agent does, it gets logged inside its system. So you're always in control. That's always the most important part, especially with these new AI agent tools. And here's the best part as well. You can build your own in the Rovo Studio, which is also a new product that we'll be releasing this year as well. You pretty much describe the job in plain English, and if you can explain the task to a new hire, you can build a Rovo agent yourself. Another fun feature that you can train Rovo agents is with Loom videos. It actually learns better within the Loom video, so it can actually know what processes that you're trying to train it, so it can gain that knowledge. Um, I would we'll speak more about incident command center and Rovo services later with Hargender. Next slide, please. Um, so the next is the MCP server. This one's a little bit quiet. You don't really view it that much, but it is a big deal. It's pretty much a universal adapter for AI. It lets an AI tool you already use like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini work directly with your Jira and Confluence. No copy pasting, no jumping between apps. You just summarize the epic and create the subtask, and it gets done. And you don't have to worry about security either because it only does what you're allowed to do. So nothing leaks. The point is simple. Your work stops being stuck inside of one tool. So you could pretty much think of the MCP connector as the gateway to connect your outside AI tools within your Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, and your Atlassian products. Super cool. I would very recommend you guys using it. Will definitely save a lot of time within your projects. And yeah, it's something very cool that was released this year. Next slide, please. And with that, that brings us to the new Dia browser. So if Rovo brings AI into your apps, Dia does the opposite. It puts AI right into your browser. Um, just like Google Chrome, Edge, whichever browser that you currently use. And let's be honest, everybody spends all day in the browser. I spend all day in my browser and have many tabs. And Dia comes from the team. Dia pretty much helps you summarize everything in one single day. So imagine if one day you're working very hard and you have multiple tabs open, you're working on multiple different projects, and the next day you forget. Sometimes people forget what you're working on, you forget what you have open, or you just close your browser and you forgot your tabs are open. You have to go back and find everything. Dia browser actually can summarize everything that you've done the day before, organize your task on what's more important, and collect all that data from your Slack, your Teams, your Outlook, and organize it in a way where it can tell you which one is more critical of importance. So it's a very cool new browser coming out. It hasn't come out officially yet for public use, but you can sign up for early access. But it's definitely a very nice tool that's coming out, and I'm actually very excited to use it myself. So yeah, I'll pass the mic on back to Harjinder, and next slide, please.
Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, we saw a high-level demo of Dia browser. I must say, think of it as your home page for all your work, right? To-do list, action items, etc. So, and obviously powered by AI. So, really, really exciting update by Atlassian. With that, let's move on to our next section where we're going to talk about service collection updates. So, as most of you probably are familiar, service collection is Atlassian's collection where you have Jira Service Management, you have Asset Management, you have CSM, which is the Customer Service Management application, plus Rovo, right? So it's the collection that provides you service desk, service operations functionality, leveraging different application. As part of that, Atlassian launched quite a bit of features or new enhancements that are coming up soon. These are 4 key ones. There are more highlights that came out, but we want to focus on these 4, at least for today. Starting with Rovo service, we have incident command center, hardware asset management, as well as omni-channel customer service management support now. Let's dive into it. Let's go to the next slide, please. So let's start with Rovo service. So this is actually already available. You don't need to wait for it. So Rovo service is, think of it as your AI teammate. So as much as you have your human team members, you could use now Rovo service where it's built directly into JSM, and it's far beyond just a regular chat GPT type answers and FAQ deflection, right? It actually executes the work. It has 2 capabilities available today: resolution management as well as employee onboarding. In resolution management, Rovo generates a plan and carries out autonomously or with your team's supervision sequence of tasks based on the request or the incident that came in. Whereas in the employee onboarding, it automatically creates and manages onboarding journeys for the new hires. It draws basically the information based on your internal knowledge base, your run books, the ticket history, troubleshooting guides, and approved processes so that it can run a playbook in a very consistent manner and not just a generic AI logic. Here is a good example. Let's say you have a new employee that submits a new request for access to, let's say, Salesforce, Active Directory groups, Confluence Space, etc. Right? Rovo Service can actually pick it up. It can understand the employee's role based on the new hire ticket, can see what's permitted to access, orchestrate actually the provisioning work across the three systems, triggers the necessary approval if required within JSM, and update the ticket in real time, and only escalating to human if it's needed. What used to be three different tickets across three different teams, now it can be one automated end-to-end workflow, right? So the business impact is awesome. Your agents stop working on repetitive tier one requests and they focus on more complex, high-value work that AI might not be ready to do it, right? Employees obviously get faster, consistent service without chasing approvals and manual intervention. And obviously, benefit for leadership is they get full visibility into every request, action, and outcome, as well as speed to deliver. As per Atlassian, there are two modes in Rovo service. There is a supervised role as well as autonomous role. Atlassian recommends starting small in a supervised manner, and start also with one repeatable request that you have. Start small, but with a very consistent process first. Let's say you have onboarding process that may have very consistent steps. Onboarding might be a complex process, to be very honest, in most of the organizations. So I would say maybe take baby steps on that, but find out a process that is consistently being done by your tier one, and it's repeatable, the process, and start leveraging Rovo service there so that you can test it out and then grow with confidence. So that's Rovo service. It's already available. Try it out. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our team. We are more than happy to answer any questions. The second is the Incident Command Center. So Incident Command Center, that's coming soon. It's the Atlassian's answer to one of the biggest pain point for IT operations, which is incident response tool sprawl, right? So today, when something breaks, your team needs to check the observability tool, the data docs, the New Relic. They need to spin up a Slack war room or a Teams channel. They need to open JSM ticket or a Jira board, a deployment dashboard. They need to check, run books, etc. Right? So Incident Command Center, we're going to consolidate all of that into a single AI native journey. We're going to pull the data from third-party observability tools like New Relic, Dynatrace, and more. Leverage the service mapping from assets, check the deployment data from Bitbucket, GitHub, whatever you're using, GitLab, and all that in one place, and making sure your team has one place to detect, investigate, and communicate during an incident, right? So it's like a typical command center. You have a war room where everyone is sitting, bringing all the information together. You're going to have a virtual war room here to fix a major incident or any incident for that matter. So take an example, let's say a production service starts degrading. So instead of an on-call engineer manually correlating across those 5 different tools or 10 different tools, whether New Relic, Datadog, etc., Incident Command Center will be able to do it, right? It'll gonna also recommend actions and predict kind of the business impact, all assembled in real time. So the incident manager lands in just one central place with full context and suggested next steps already laid out. So mainly Rovo or AI will gonna do the legwork, and your team just make the calls if they want to follow those steps that the action that Rovo or Incident Command Center is recommending. This is slated for release in Q1 2027. but it definitely shifts a fundamental mindset from reactive incident to a proactive AI-driven incident. The next one, which is not listed here, it's called Incident Prevention Center. Again, I'm covering that because it's related to the command center. It's again a proactive companion to the command center. Instead of responding to incidents, it's actually going one step further by looking at how do we actually stop them, right? So the best way to resolve incident is not let them happen, right? So it actually analyzes your upcoming changes. So as you know, most of the incidents are typically based on new changes in your environment, systems, etc. So it looks at upcoming changes as well as recent changes, compare them against historical incident patterns, and compare any type of risk signal, and then giving the change approver and the change owners appropriate context that that'll help them evaluate those changes so that it doesn't break anything in the future, right? So if change is typically the cause of a lot of incidents, you want to get ahead of it. And humans can review the change, approve it, but Rovo will gonna actually go and analyze your past changes, see if there is any correlation between them to the upcoming changes, and provide you guidance whether this change will gonna cause an incident, and that's how you're gonna prevent incidents going forward. Again, this is very high level. As they launch this feature, there'll be more details coming up, but that's the Incident Prevention Center. The next one is the hardware asset management. So there is already, JSM asset management in today's service collection, right? However, what Atlassian is doing is they are making it more, out of the box, purpose-built hardware asset management application within JSM Asset. So instead of managing, your assets in spreadsheets and manual audits, you'll be able to use a purpose-built hardware asset management application. This is slated to be released in Q3 2026. What we heard is you're going to give full hardware lifecycle, right from the time you request till it's disposed or retired your asset. You should be able to manage the lifecycle throughout the lifecycle of the asset, right? Again, for IT leaders, this means you're going to have full visibility into the lifecycle of assets. You could then obviously run your automated workflows using that, and all this is within the same platform, right? And obviously, asset management is very tightly connected with Jira Service Management. The next is omni-channel customer service management. So those of you who are already using CSM, just the customer service management, you probably have seen some of these features. But those of you who haven't, number one, customer service management is part of service collection. It's a Zaplet application. It is meant for your external customer support, right? So let's say you have external customers who are reporting issues, who are reporting bugs, whether you're providing, softwares or products. So think of it as your external website that your customers are interacting, right? And they can report, like I said, issues, bugs, but also new feature requests, new improvements, which is already there. It's not a new application. CSM is already there. What recent announcements have been is omni-channel support within CSM. So now you're going to have WhatsApp, SMS, voice, web chat, all those channels available as part of CSM, because the idea is you want to meet your customers wherever they are. They use WhatsApp, they use SMS, they use voice, meet them there, and all that data should be consolidated at the back end for the agents to support it. So your agents are never starting from scratch. Your customers never feel like they are talking to a different company every time they reach out, no matter which channel they use. There is also the voice AI capability. It's worth highlighting. Atlassian is bringing native voice support into CSM, so customers can call for help and get AI-powered assistant around the clock. The goal is, again, to reduce wait times and cut cost. So it'll automatically, based on the transcript, it'll gonna create work items, etc., for the backend team. Again, these are very high level, but these are very cool and very exciting announcements. These four items we covered aren't, again, isolated features, right? They are all part of service collection. If you're using JSM today, it's worth starting with Rovo service, I would say. And be on the lookout for incident command center, prevention center, and hardware asset management, for especially for the EAP, early access program. So you can, get that data, get your hands into those applications sooner than later, and then obviously try it out in sandbox before rolling it out into production. Okay. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Venkatesh, who will go over product collection. Over to you, Venkatesh. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Harjinder. So Atlassian has introduced two new collections, the product collection and the software collection. I'll start by covering the product collection first. On day-to-day basis, product team receives feedback for new enhancement or a new product. So they receive these feedbacks from various communication channels like email, JSM comments, or any other media. So the major problem faced by the product team today is what to build and which one to start with. So the solution is product collection. This helps the product team to make better product decisions. It brings the customer feedback in one centralized place, prioritize them, add AI insights, and deliver it in one place. Product collection consists of feedback, which is a new Atlassian product that helps to collect customer feedbacks, ideas, feedbacks, and from various different channels. Jira Product Discovery is another tool, which it's a great tool from Atlassian, which helps to prioritize the right ideas and build roadmaps around it. And lastly, we have the Rovo. We can leverage Rovo AI to analyze the feedback and provide smarter recommendations and also add valuable insights. Next slide, please. Now, let's look at some of the challenges that product team faces and how product action helps them to address it. So customer feedbacks are often scattered across multiple tools and channels, as I explained earlier in emails or in the JSM, comments as well. So teams struggle to decide like which ideas or which features that they need to prioritize and work on. Product, business, and engineering team are often not aligned because they have their own tools. But product collection brings the feedback, planning, and delivering together in one platform. This helps the team to make faster data-driven decisions and helps them to build the right product from the right idea. Next slide, please. From the product collection, we can resolve the problem of like what to build. Now, the next challenge is how to build it. So Atlassian has introduced a service collection. Service collection brings together the key tools needed across the entire software development lifecycle. So it consists of Rovo Dev helps the developer to code, also to review, troubleshoot, and automate tasks using AI. DX provides the insights into the developers' productivity, engineering performances, and AI impact as well. Pipeline automates the build, test, and deployment processes and helps you to fast track the Atlassian delivery. Bitbucket is another great tool, which is we all know that it's a centralized source code management and team collaboration tool. This helps you to keep your all your codes and repository in one place. Next slide, please. Thank you. So now let's look at some of the challenges that software team faces and how software collection helps them to address them. So developers spend a lot of time on repetitive tasks, manual processes, and troubleshooting the code. Software delivery is also slowed down due to, if the build, test, and deployment are not automated. Team often lack their visibility into the productivity of other engineers, engineering performances, and identifying the bottlenecks. So software collection brings the AI, source control, CI/CD, and productivity insights into one solution. This helps the team to take the fastest route to deliver the software, and also helps you to improve the quality and increase the developers' productivity. Software collection in overall helps the development team to work smarter by combining AI-powered development, automations, collaboration, as well as performance of the insights of in a single tool. Next slide, please. Oh, okay. So, all right. So these are some of the exciting updates that Atlassian has brought into life across service, product, and software collection. All are powered by AI and the context layer that makes the platform unique and more powerful. We hope you all walk away today with a clear sense like where and which team has to start with, whether it's a streamline of services delivery within the Rovo services or making a smarter decisions with the product collection, or you can also accelerate your engineering workflow with software collections. The opportunities are real. The tool is ready, and we are here to help you with the next steps. So let's open up for the questions now. I'll hand it back to Sophia.
Thank you. And thank you very much to our presenters for sharing all these valuable insights and key takeaways from Team 26. So at this time, we would like to answer any questions that were submitted throughout the presentation. And also please continue, if you have any questions, to continue submitting them using the Q&A feature, and we will answer as many questions as possible during the remaining time. So with that, let's get started. So the first question that I have here, we're already on Jira Service Management. Do we need to buy anything new to get Rovo service, or is it already included?
Yeah, Sophia, I can take that question. So, good question. So, if you're already on, JSM or Service Collection, Standard, Premium, Enterprise, Rovo is already included, right? So, and Rovo service will be part of it. Obviously, Rovo is based on the consumption model. So, depending on the credits you have and how much you're consuming, that's the cost associated, but it's part of your subscription already. So, you don't need to buy separate product per se, but it's available. Just start using it, and obviously look out for your Rovo credits. How many are available as you consume the service? Any other questions, Sophia?
Yes. Next question is, how is the teamwork graph different from just doing a search in Confluence or Jira today? What's actually new?
Yeah, so again, good question. So obviously you can search in Confluence and do like a text-based search, right? And when you search in Confluence and Jira, you're doing like a keyword or text-based lookup. You get the documents, issues that match your query. But Teamwork Graph is fundamentally different. What it does is it does the mapping among the Jira, the Confluence articles, JSM tickets, and whatnot. So it's not really doing a text search, but it's also looking at the mapping between different, or the relationship between different things. So it gives you a more intelligent answer, right? For example, if you search just a text-based search in Confluence and say, show me all the Jira tickets associated with this decision, it won't be able to do it, right? So that's where Teamwork Graph comes in handy. It understands that a specific Jira ticket is connected to Confluence decision, which is connected to a code commit, and it may be connected to a team that is doing it. So all that data is interlinked at the back end. So it's not a traditional search, but it's the contextual data that is providing using the new framework. Hope that answers your question. Any other questions?
Yes, someone would like to know, we already use Jira, so why do we need product collection in addition?
Maybe Venkat.
I can take up this question. Yeah, thanks, Rajinder. So Jira is mainly meant for software delivery purpose. So Jira helps you to track and deliver your work. But product collection adds more features like customer feedback, prioritization, helps you to add AI insights so the team can decide what to build and where to track. Then it goes to Jira for delivery.
Yeah, great point. I always think that Jira is where you do the work. JPD or Jira product collection or the product collection suite is what do you work? What is your work that you need to actually do, right? So think of it as your ideation and demand management tool, where ideas and new demand is coming in. Not every demand you want to entertain, right? So you want to review it, prioritize it, approve it, and then create those projects. So when it comes to ideation and demand management, product collection is the way to go. But Venkatesh kind of nailed it.
Okay, thank you both. And there's another question here. Can software collection work with existing development tools?
I can pick up this question again. So short answer, yes. Atlassian tools, help you to integrate with external popular development tools, such as VS Code is one of the popular tool. You can just add Rovo dev into your system with your CLI. So that gives you high level capability of coding without errors, or help you to assist development in a faster and quality manner. So short answer, yes. Atlassian can integrate with many popular tools, Bitbucket, GitHub, Bamboo, you name it, Atlassian has it. So
Thank you. And there's another question here. Someone would like to know, how does licensing work?
I can take that one. So licensing depends on your user amount, and actually you can go on to the Atlassian pricing website. If anyone needs it, you could contact us and we can forward it to you. All their pricing is transparent. They do annual and monthly subscriptions. Obviously, with an annual subscription, you get an additional discount, and if you go through a partner or a reseller, you get on top of that an additional discount as well. So purchasing Atlassian is always, easy peasy. But if you want, more discounting for your budgetary reasons, I would always recommend going through a partner or a reseller.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's where I'll just say one more thing that, there are a lot of other tools out there in the market. Most of their licensing is, you almost need like a PhD to understand. And every year their licensing keeps on changing. And I'm not saying Atlassian's licensing is not changing or the pricing is not changing, but it's comparatively, it's easier to understand. And also, you can literally go on their site, like Carlos mentioned, and find out what's the baseline price, right? So there is no hidden agenda or whatnot. It's fully transparent. But yeah, if you were looking for something very specific, licensing about a specific collection or any specific product, yeah, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to help. Any other questions, Sophia?
So I'm not seeing any more questions at this time. So if you have a question but too shy to submit it, feel free to contact us at any point and we will gladly extend the conversation and get your questions answered. So as a thank you for attending today's webinar, we would like to offer a complimentary AI readiness and Atlassian platform assessment. This assessment is designed to help you understand where your organization stands today, identify opportunities to leverage AI and Atlassian's latest capabilities, and develop a practical roadmap for moving forward. You'll receive tailored recommendations based on your environment, goals, and business priorities. If you're interested in learning more, please reach out to us using the contact information on this slide. This offer is available exclusively to webinar participants, so everyone with us today, throughout the month of June. So I'll leave this up for a moment if you want to write down our contact info, and then we have one more slide. Okay, so on behalf of our team at A&B Technologies, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope this recap of key announcements and innovations from Atlassian Team 26 gave you valuable insights into what's ahead and how the future of AI-powered work can support your teams. Please stay connected with us and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, comments, or would like to continue the conversation. Thank you again for your time today. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.